Well, hello again, everyone. I'm starting to work on my next episode for my YouTube channel, Metal Detecting with Sean. And I'm out here going to do some knot detecting again. As you know, my last episode, I found a nice little SLQ quarter from 1926, I believe it was. But I just want you guys to know I appreciate you guys sharing your time with me and watching my episodes, and I really appreciate it. So Shadow and Spot were out here a minute ago, but they all jumped up and looked out towards the woods. I guess they heard something and they took off running. So I don't know if they'll be back or not. I don't know if I'll get them on the video of this episode or not. But anyway, my first signal, I got a pretty solid 75. It's about 8 inches down, and I'm just right on the outside of one of the pecan trees here. But I decided to show this. It's pretty mangled up, and I couldn't straighten it up. It's brass, but it had a lot of fancy on it, and it's got a hinge, some hinges on it. To me, this looks like this was probably top to a little jewelry box, probably. It's probably some lady would have this on her dresser and keep her little earrings and rings and jewelry and whatnot in it. But I didn't see any literature on it. It just had a bunch of nice little fancy, so I decided to show it. But anyway, I'm glad to be out here, so we'll get on to the next and see what we get tonight. Well, guys, I haven't been out here 15 minutes. I found that little top to that jewelry box, and a couple of swipes later, I guess Shadow was wanting to see what I found, but I was getting a 79, 80, and I think I've already found a weedy. Let me get it cleaned up. It's caked up pretty good. It was down about 8 to 10 inches. I was getting just a bleep, but I popped the plug out and flipped it over and got my metal detector back on it. Yep, it's a weedy, and it went off. It gave me a good signal. I popped it out of the plug. It fell out on the ground on the side. But let me get it cleaned up and see if we can get a date on it. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back, and I got it cleaned up enough, and I got this little jeweler's magnifying glass and got it cleaned up and looked at it. You may not be able to see it on this video, but this is a 1945S for San Francisco, I believe. So I usually just find No Mint, Philadelphia, and Denver, but I'm pretty sure that looked like an S on there, so it's rare to find a S. But anyway, I'm excited to find that, and as usual, I'm up under these pecan trees. It just seems like there's targets everywhere. You have to go real slow because there's so much stuff here, but just working the coil real slow, and you get a high beat, a high signal, and dig it, and usually can find something really nice up in between all the nails and can slaw, I call it. But anyway, nice little start to the night so far, so we'll get on to the next. Well, guys, that wick penny I just found, I went to cover my hole up, and then I always run my metal detector back over it and to check it, and I was still getting a signal down deep, and I couldn't pinpoint it, so I just decided I would dig to China and spread out everything on the ground and run my metal detector over it, and I think I found another wheat penny. Let me see what it is. This a penny? It don't feel like a penny. Oh, it's a button. There's a little button in the hole with it, and I found one of these pretty close in the same area here. It's a Dixie King button, and I cannot remember that company, but it was something dry goods company out of Dallas, and this was like from 1900 to 1910. But I'll get this cleaned up and go back. I already had it on one of my episodes for this top button. But anyway, I thought that was neat. I thought I had another Wheatie or maybe a nickel. First it's a little bit bigger. I thought maybe it was a nickel, but anyway, I'll take a button. So anyway, we'll get on to the next. Having fun so far tonight. Well, I decided I was going to start working my way back down towards that big old pin oak tree that I found, that 37 Wheatie and that 26 SLQ. But I decided I would come through the pasture and walk slow with the big coil on. And I got a faint 80. And then every now and then I would swap over the hole and it would beep, but wouldn't give me a number. So I went ahead and dug it up, and this was about 10 to 12 inches down. And once I got it, the plug popped out, I ran the detector over and I started getting a banging 76. It was solid. And I know, I'm almost certain this is a shotgun shell. Now it's metal, but back before they started just doing the short head stamps and had the paper in the plastic shell, they made the shotgun shells like this with metal, and I think it's brass. But anyway, this is really old. I would say this might be as old as the 1880s. So I'm going to try to research it and get the date. Might not be able to get the maker because the end of it probably that had it is off. So let's see what we can get, and I'll let you guys know. But anyway, really like that. That's a really old relic right there. But we'll get on to the next. Hey guys, I'm in my room. I was researching this shell I found last night, and this is a shotgun shell, but this is a pinfire shell. And I was looking at it, and there was a little hole, and I poked it, and I think this thing was still had gunpowder in it. I was cleaning that hole out, and then stuff started coming out, and I thought, well, that might have been dangerous. But anyway, I think it's been in the ground so long and old, it's decommissioned, I guess is what they call it. But I just wanted to show y'all it still had gunpowder in it. It was unshot, so I don't guess somebody dropped it and it come apart or what. But these pinfire shells were used between mainly between 1850 and 1890. So this guy has been in the ground for a while. But like I said, I'm probably not going to be able to get the name of the maker, but we definitely have identified that it is a pin-fired shotgun shell from the mid to late 1800s. Anyway, I'll probably add some pictures to the episode with this when I finish up my research. But when I found out it still had gunpowder in it, I thought I would share. So we'll catch you guys later. Well, I'm about dead center in the pasture. I was still working my way down to that pin oak, which was roughly 150 yards from the house, down by the old, well, it actually, that old building was a slaughterhouse. I'll tell y'all more about that later on. But anyway, I had a faint signal, and I dug it up and then ran the metal detector over it, and it was a 7880, and I seen it. I went and turned the camera on, and now I know what I did with it. There it is. Anyway, it looks like a Wheatie. Oh, that's clean. It's definitely a Wheatie. Let's see if we can get a date off of it. Let me see. Let me try to zoom in on it. Is that what? That is a 1909. That is an old Wheatie right there. Is that what this is? Yeah, I don't think my eyes are deceiving me. Hold on a minute. Get this little light up here a little bit better. Well, now I can't get it in the camera. Let's see. It is. That is a 1909. That is the oldest coin I have ever found. And it was right smack in the middle of the pasture. And that sucker is clean. This soil out here in the middle of the pasture is just sand. So, but that is crazy. That 45 up there was under the pecan tree with all the other stuff, so I guess it doesn't fare as well. But this soil out here is just sand, but it's still got some shine on it. I just wonder when that was dropped, but it's in good shape. It's been in the ground a while, I know that, but I'm right out here where I found that General Service military button that was 1900 to 1911. So I'm almost convinced right through here there was a old clothesline out here. So I also found a 1907 Oklahoma statehood button out here in this area too. So I'm gonna have to start coming out in this pasture a little bit more, but the grass and the weeds are high up here. I'm gonna have to get someone to bush hog it. Okay, Shadow. But anyway, we'll get on to the next. That's a really neat find. Well, I don't know if I'm gonna get out of the middle of the pasture or not. I was getting a 53 to 64 bouncing around, but it never went below 53, so I dug it up. It's about 6 inches down roughly. But look at here. I got me an old skeleton key. The part of it's broke off, but that's still pretty neat. This sand does good with these relics. This thing is still shiny. I wiped it down and everything. There's a little bit of rust on it down there. I guess where I guess they call them the teeth fell off of them or broke off, but it's a little bitty thing too, but it sure is nice. I don't know, there might be some writing on that. If I get anything off of it and get a date, I'll pass it on. But that is really nice, and that's old. You know, I don't know when they quit using the skeleton keys, but it definitely was early 1900s. So if I can get under my magnifying glass and get on the the internet, I'll try to get us a date on it. But that's a really neat little relic. I really like those skeleton keys. But anyway, we'll get on to the next stop. Okay, I'm back out here at this old tree that we were at the other night, and I got a 8082, and it was a really strong and solid, and I don't think it's a wheat penny, because when I pulled the plug out, I seen a silver rim, and you can see it right there. So I'm fixing to pop it and see what it is. Let's see if I can get down in there with it. All right, it ain't a rosy. It's another a mercury dime, and this in here, it looks not too bad. Let me zoom in and see what the date is. $1944. So this is the fourth one I found out. Well, up in the yard, I found a 1942 and a 1935, and then I found a 1925, I think, up there in the yard. This is a 44 though, but I'll take it. It's silver. These were the dimes that come out before the Roosevelt dimes. And the Roosevelt dimes were silver till I think 1964. I think from 46 to 64 the Roosevelts were silver. Then they went to clad. That's really nice. That's great. But anyway, I'm gonna go on to the next. I think I'm gonna finish going around the tree tonight, so we'll get on to the next. I'm really happy. I'm finding some nice coins tonight. Okay guys, I just got up and picked my metal detector up to check the hole again, and when I hit the plug, I went off. It had the same exact signal. I had a 82. Look at that. No freaking way. It is another mercury dime in the hole. I got a silver spill. That's crazy. Okay, let me see what this date is, and we'll zoom in on it. It's 1943. So I got 1943 and 1944 in the hole. That's great. So anyway, hold on. I'm gonna go ahead and check it again. Make sure I don't have anything else in there. No, that's probably just some old cast iron. It's getting a 4 or a 5. Might be an old nail in there. Anyway, I got 2 mercury dimes right up under this old tree. Anyway, that's great. So that's number 5 for me now. We're gonna get on to the next. Hey guys, I think I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up tonight. It's getting kind of late, and I am getting a little tired. It's probably around 3 a.m. So some of you guys may be wondering why I not detect out here, but my job, my professional life, I do work a night shift, and it's usually long hours, so I'm already up at night, and when I'm off, I usually sleep half the day, and then I get up and still wide awake and pretty much a night owl. So I decided I'd start night detecting, and I thought it would bring something unique to my channel. Don't see a lot of YouTube videos out there for night detecting, so I thought that would be something different. But anyway, I wanted to show this little piece here. I dug it, just thought it was an old piece of scrap iron or steel, and I threw it up against the tree, but then I went back and got it because I got to thinking about it. This looks like a wedge, or like a maul, I think. I forget what they call them, but they probably used this when they were cutting wood and maybe working on equipment. So I wanted to show that. One of these days I'm going to show all the scrap that I dig. I got about 4 or 5 gallon buckets that I fill up and then take to the recycle place and sell the metal and make a little money off of it. But anyway, just on with the wrap up. So remember, we got this shotgun shell. I'm going to do some research on it and get some more information up on the video clip that I got of it. And then we got the this old skeleton key. There's pretty sure that's some writing up there, but I'm gonna have to get my magnifying glass and look at that, and I'll do some research on it. And then this is the button I found at the Dixie King, and remember I had found one a few episodes ago, so I brought that out to show you. I got a good little collection of buttons. I have a lot of buttons that I found that I never did show on videos, and it was before I started filming. And then this is the 45S Wheatie. I had it in my pocket a while. It was one of my first finds tonight, but it done started turning a color, got some funk on it. I'm not sure what's up with that, but anyway. And then of course we got the two Liberty dimes. We had the 43, I think that's a 44. It was the Denver, and the 43 was the Pennsylvania. And I really think out there where that old pin oak is, and that's where I found that SLQ around the corner from it. But I kind of feel like that's where they used to pull their old tractors and stuff up and do work on them, because I found the old plow blade out there. I was going to bring it up and show it, but I didn't feel like hauling it all the way up out of the pasture, so I left it down there by the building. But I guess that's where the phrase "a shade tree mechanic" come from. But anyway, I think I do love the silver coins, but I think tonight's hunt is my favorite coin. Is going to be this 1909 first year wheat cent that we found out in the pasture. So anyway, I'm going to wrap this up, and everybody be safe. Have a good weekend coming up, and we'll catch you guys on the next.